Hi, I'm Brittany. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is going to be my first video. I'm just going to get right into it. My son, who is now 3, was born January 8th, 2014 at 9 pounds, healthy, beautiful baby. Throughout the last 3 years, or the first year of his life, I should say, he hit all of his milestones on time. Even early, he was crawling at 5 months, pulling up to stand at 6 months. He took his first steps at 8.5 months, was full-blown walking by 9.5 months. He said his first word, bubble, at 12 months, 13 months-ish. He had a vocabulary of about 10 to 15 words by the time he was 14, 15 months old. Right after he turned 15 months old, his father came to me and said that he was concerned because he feared that Jack was regressing in all areas. So, being the protective first-time mother that I was, I went absolutely ballistic on my son's father. Told me he didn't know what he was talking about, and our son was advanced, and how could he say that? And I would look for every reason to prove him wrong. I would take videos of Jack and send it to him. I would, take pictures until I really started listening to what John, my son's father, was saying, and it really opened my eyes and noticed that, unfortunately, he was right. Jack had lost pretty much all his language. He wasn't doing things that he was doing at 10 months old, such as I would tell him to get a certain book and from the other room, and he would run to his room, get that book, bring it back. He would, so he had a photographic memory at 10 months old, but then, 15, 16 months, he all of a sudden stopped doing that. I didn't realize at the time that it was a red flag, but when I started reading into regression and all that, autism was popping up all over. So my son's father told me that he thought that Jack might have autism. I still denied it, even though all the signs were right in front of me. So I called early intervention, which is a state-run program. They came to my house, and Jack qualified for services in all areas. So it was upsetting, but okay, I took the first step. I was, I figured everything was gonna be fine. He would catch up. This would, he would help something, happen along the lines. So in April of 2016, right after Jack turned 2, we went to a neurologist. We did get an autism diagnosis. I remember that day, I held it together in the office, asked questions, was cool, composed, said goodbye to John, took Jack, buckled him in my car, and just absolutely lost it. I went to my son's godmother's house, had a cry fest all night. I woke up the next morning and I refused to accept this as a final diagnosis. My son wasn't born this way. Something had to have happened along the lines. So my son's father and I worked as a team. We really started reading into it. We got some testing done, and it turned out that my son had a whole slew of underlying issues, including underactive thyroid, malabsorption, vitamin deficiency. We just recently found out that he has a gene mutation called the MTHFR. He has copy C677T, which screws up methylation system, mitochondrial system, detoxing system. He's at toxic levels for mercury, copper, lead, titanium, aluminum. So he has a lot of issues going on. But one of the first interventions that we did was we decided to change his diet. The first thing we did was pull dairy from his diet because we wanted to start slow. We didn't really see that much of a difference, but we did notice that he wasn't as bloated and as gassy as he was previously, so that's still a plus. The next thing we did was go gluten-free. Jack was always a horrible sleeper. He was good when he was an infant, and then as he got older, the worst of sleeping he got. He also had reflux, so we thought maybe it had something to do with that. But even when the reflux dissipated, he would go to sleep just fine, but then he would wake up at almost every single night at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and be up for hours. I'm talking 2, 3, 4 hours. And he would go back to sleep. It was like he never got a consistent sleep. It was just a series of naps. And at 2 years old, it really shouldn't be like that. So we pulled gluten. Within 3 to 4 days, he slept through the night for the first time in a long time. Now, to me, that's just not coincidence. But I thought maybe it might have been coincidence, so we stayed off the gluten. And Thankfully now at age 3, it is a rare occurrence if he actually wakes up. So we went to a nutritionalist who actually advises parents with kids along the spectrum for testing and nutrition and all that stuff. So, we did go gluten-free, dairy-free, yeah, but we were buying packaged foods. We were buying packaged gluten-free crackers and, breads and pastas and all that kind of stuff. And once the nutritionalist opened our eyes a little bit, we started reading packages, we realized that even though it may be gluten-free and dairy-free, there was still possible soy, corn, GMOs, MSG, all, with labels on it or names on it where it's something that you wouldn't recognize it if you just looked. So the next day I went to my cabinet. I threw out everything that was packaged, everything. Unless there was like 3 ingredients and I understood them all, which didn't happen. So I threw all of it out and decided to start fresh. So went to Whole Foods. I bought, a whole bunch of organic meats, vegetables, fruits, everything that you can imagine. And I started teaching myself how to cook clean. And by cook clean, I mean extremely clean, free of gluten, dairy, soy, corn, GMOs, low sugar, low oxalates, everything, you name it. The first week, Jack was not a happy camper. Of course, he didn't understand what was going on at age 2. All his favorite foods he's no longer allowed to have, which sounds cruel, but I knew that it would be good for him, it would benefit him. So the first week he would only eat chicken, watermelon, maybe like 3 or 4 things. And every time I put something new on his plate, he would dry heave dramatically and throw the food off the high chair. Second week, he stopped gagging at new foods, which was huge to me because for as long as I could remember that second year, he would always gag at new foods, no matter what it was. So he stopped gagging. He still would only eat those couple of foods, but at least he stopped gagging. That was a big thing to me. By week 3, he actually started tasting them. He would just poke it around a little bit, smell it, lick it, and he actually started trying new things. And by new things, I mean cauliflower, I mean broccoli. I remember I would make cauliflower, dairy-free, cheesy breadsticks for him. Cauliflower bread I would make for dairy-free, grilled cheese. He would just try pretty much almost everything I put in front of him, finally. And by week 4, it was like the packaged foods never existed. He turned into a fantastic eater. He started eating all kinds of meats, not just chicken. Now he eats pork, he eats steak, he eats, grass-fed ground beef burgers. It's just, it sounds like, to somebody that's never done it before, it sounds like, oh my God, his diet is so limited, but it's really not if you find the right options and you educate yourself enough to know that there are tons of options out there. So I started cooking. I opened my own business called Brittany's Kitchen. I decided to just go for it even though the odds were against me and everybody was telling me, no, don't do it. It's not gonna work. There's not enough market for it and it's too expensive and people aren't gonna pay those kind of prices and blah, 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 blah. I did it anyway. And all I wanted to do was help people who didn't have the time or maybe didn't have time to educate themselves or sit home and cook for hours like I did. I wanted to help them with options. So everything that I have is gluten-free, soy-free, GMO-free. All of my fruits and veggies are organic. I get my poultry and my pork from the farm out in Pennsylvania, which is non-GMO, no pesticides, no nothing. It's just the pork and the poultry. I get grass-fed ground beef, organic, that I use for, burgers and tacos and all that kind of fun stuff. Everything's gluten-free. Most of my stuff is dairy-free. Brittany's Kitchen everything is stemmed from my son. Yes, I was devastated with the autism diagnosis, but I do believe that everything happens for a reason. And the silver lining to that diagnosis is that he's helped teach me how to be a better person and how to eat better and all about nutrition. And in return, I'm trying to help others do the same and supply them with the information and education and foods that they need and they love. So contact me ever need anything. And I'll see you on my next episode.